Flying the flag.
There it is.
Pledge allegiance.
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think we could do better than that. I think there's some
I can't hear
stuttering.
you.
I know, yeah.
Well, I never know which comes first, indivisible or under God.
And I was
So,
never good at math, so.
and that's why you're head of the budget committee?
Yeah, exactly. Maria's already questioned that.
Are you on live camera here?
So, Mayor Morandi,
Here,
trustee Early is out.
she is down with influenza.
Trustee Miller,
Here.
trustee Murphy,
Here.
trustee Velotto.
Here.
And Ms. Oscalillo.
Here.
Good pronunciation.
Okay, hello everyone.
Right.
Ready for an exciting meeting? The first is the public hearing for the 2019-20 budget. I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any questions for Michelle? Does Michelle have any?
So just to go quickly over what we finished off in March to where we are today with the budget. It's a one-page, double-sided summary of any changes that I made. So the biggest changes are I added $193,000 of fund balance to fund the capital projects we spoke about that need to be done in the village.
Which page are we on? Or where are
The
we?
one pager,
Oh, okay.
the top, the
Yep.
general fund.
Mhm.
We had originally said we were gonna add 200,000 of fund balance, through some savings in other places. It's still 200,000 for capital projects, just 193 is coming out of fund balance.
Okay.
I made some changes to the state aid, tree grant. For expenses, I took out, 3,500 for technology rack that we're doing this year upstairs. And the other major change is the Fireman's Service Award. I had budgeted $40,000 as a contribution to LoSAP. I brought it down to 34,000. I spoke to Penflex today. 34 is still a conservative number, but the report is not finalized, and it probably won't be before budget's adopted. So the low 30s is a good number that they suggest, so I'm gonna bring it to 34.
Okay.
Based on the report last year, absolute minimum should be 30, 31, so I think 34 is a good
Mhm.
spot. So then that doesn't change the gross tax, it just changes the line items on the residents' tax bills. But we're still, from my understanding, levying the max amount, right?
Right.
Okay. Other than that, little minor changes, couple $100 here and there, I had to move some money around. That's for the general fund. For water and sewer, water, I made changes to the Medicare account. I calculated it wrong, so expenses came down $17,000. And the sewer fund, spoke to EFC and our financial advisor, because we spoke about last time that our EFC bond is coming in less than we anticipated because of the grant and the work wasn't as expensive. Our payments thus are not going to be as expensive. So I took $15,000 out of the sewer fund budget, which just means that less coming out of fund balance.
Okay.
And that's it really. In terms of the words on the big budget packet, I didn't change much. I added that the village is planning to use most of CHIP's money next year that we have, pending, the engineering work that we're getting done. So it's just to complete large paving jobs. I left it vague because we're not sure what streets we're gonna do. But I thought it should make a note because we do have a large amount of CHIPS that keeps rolling. I added that we added an engineering line. We talked about that. And then I changed some of the percentages to reflect the fund balance transfer change and the fireman service change. And that's it. Nothing,
What kind of fund balance are we expecting at the end of next year, are we budgeting, and what percentage is it?
I think we're gonna have at least 72,000 this year, probably a little more. If it is 72,000, including the firehouse roof that we spent this year and the 200 that, or 193 that we're expecting to spend, we'll still be at about 24.5% of total budget, which is still, I think, a pretty comfortable number.
It's it's the percentage of expenses, right? Total
Yes.
expenses.
The 24.5% is the percentage of expenses excluding, obviously, the $200,000 of fund balance.
Mhm.
And that's in here on one of the pages, the chart of fund balance estimate. Yep, we have 793 minus the 99 for the roof, plus 72 minus 200, left at 566. And that 566, unless we keep spending, might be a little higher.
Right, okay.
Any questions? Do you wanna leave the public hearing open and continue with the meeting in case somebody comes in?
Yeah, I usually do, but.
That's fine.
I guess we'll wait till 7:30,
Okay.
7:30. All right, so we'll continue on, let's see.
Wanna do all-
Thank you, Michelle.
all business?
Let's see, police report, Larry is also sick, called in earlier, so, he won't be here tonight. I'll just go over the number of calls for service were 64, total calls year to date 175. Tickets, number of tickets issued were 81, and total to date is 207. That sums up that. Monthly reports, recreation, just received this from Kathleen Foley, whose son is also sick.
That's HDRB.
So she couldn't be here. Please pardon the very late delivery, HDRB's monthly report. We request a meeting with the Board of Trustees and representatives of PBA and the Planning Board to discuss enforcement of both code and board decisions by building inspector. If it is appropriate for the HDRB to attend a Village Board of Trustees meeting to discuss our concerns, we request to be placed on the next available agenda. SHPO has made clear that no additional funding is available for the completion of the design standards, so we will have to rely on village funds. Thank you for setting aside that funding in the budget. To reduce costs, we will deliver a finished product as possible to, I guess as soon as possible, to Tilly for final formatting. We have now edited the text of all major sections of design standards, and next we'll make a second text pass for consistency and clarity. There are several sections in which we believe different photographs will be more illustrative than what the consultant proposed, and we will shoot those ourselves for Tilly to insert. We would like also for the Code Update Committee to review our work for consistency with theirs. Overall, we are very happy with the way the document is coming together. We're eager to present to the public. In our April meeting, we will review a proposed fence and brick wall at 15 and 16 Stone Street respectively. Although these applications were not referred to the ZBA, we believe they may need to be, and have alerted both the applicants and our colleagues on the ZBA. Additionally, we will review garden shed proposals for 191 Main and 2 Locust Ridge. Respectively, Captain Foley. Planning Board, do we have nada?
Nothing.
Nothing, okay.
Almost read.
What's that?
You gonna read that?
What?
You gonna read that?
Oh, you can read it if you'd like.
Do I have to?
No, we have nothing from zoning. Yeah, we do. ZBA monthly report, so. ZBA monthly report, New business ZBA is reworking its application instructions and materials to make the process clearer and easier for applicants. 5 Railroad Street, referral from the building department, no application to ZBA has been received yet. The applicant seeks variances for lot coverage and setback to place a shed in the backyard in the R1 district. 3 Furnace Street, referral from the building department, incomplete, application has been received. The applicant seeks a variance to the fence site regulation for a 6-foot fence and pergola in the backyard. In the R1 district, a workshop is tentatively scheduled for 4/18. Current business, 21 Parsonage, public hearing scheduled to open on 4/18, which is likely to remain open through the following ZBA meeting on May the 2nd. Excuse me. The application requests variance for lot size, parking side and front yard setback, and 50 by 50 square fits in the lot. The applicants seek to convert or replace an old barn shed into a house on an otherwise vacant lot in R1 district. 3 Rock Street, public hearing scheduled for 4/18. The owner wants to convert a 1-family building into a 2-family building, adding a 560 square foot apartment with no change in lot coverage in the R3 district. A variance of 40 square feet is requested for the minimum area of a dwelling, which is 600 square feet. Old business, 199 Main Street, side and front yard variance approved for a shed at the end of the driveway, which faces Chestnut Street. The applicant still needs HDRB approval.
That should read 191 Main Street.
What is that one? Oh, 191?
Yeah.
Town of Phillipstown is not here. They might be here at 7:30 though.
All right.
Maybe some of these are people. Historic District Review.
You read that.
No, I didn't.
You didn't read
Oh, I
that.
did.
You didn't read this
Oh,
one.
this one here. Fire Company?
Yeah, there's, the Cold Spring Fire Company, #1, responded to 8 calls in the month of March. Josh Denardo, chief.
Recreation, sorry.
That's
I
okay.
said, I crossed that one off quick.
Cross that off and register it, HDRB.
Go ahead, do
Want me to
it.
read it?
Yeah, do the rest.
The Recreation Commission met on March 19th, 2019. The commission reviewed the 2019-2020 budget. The commission reviewed the application and the fees and made a recommendation to the trustees that not-for-profit residents' fees for Mayor's Park and Pavilion be set at $250 per day. The new lawn care agreement calls for weed control around the fence at Mayor's Park. Hopefully this will reduce the time spent weed whacking this area. The commission has requested from Padala Electric an electric audit for Mayor's Park Pavilion, McConville Park, and Riverfront Park and Bandstand. Upcoming events, April 6th with a rain date, April 3rd, Night of Columbus, Easter egg
Tough one.
hunt. Okay, anyway, it was April 6th and it happened. I believe it was 2013.
Right.
The Knights of Columbus Easter egg hunt at McConville Park. June 15th, Cub Scout Pack 137 barbecue at Mayor's Park and Pavilion. June 23rd, July 28th, August 25th, and some date in September, which I guess has not been decided yet, for the Chamber of Commerce Bandstand, for the summer music series. June 29th, 12 to 6 p.m., Hops on the Hudson at Mayor's Park and Pavilion. Friday setup and Monday takedown. August 10th and 11th, Wine and Food Fest, Mayor's Park and Pavilion, set up at August 9th and breakdown August 12th. September 20, 21, 22, Knights of Columbus Oktoberfest, Mayor's Park and Pavilion, set up on the 18th and breakdown on the 23rd. Wasn't that supposed to be 2 days, or now that's 3 days they're doing that?
Don't know.
Okay, October 5th, Kamal Broadcasting Dog Event, Mayor's Park and Pavilion, set up and breakdown the same day pending additional information. And October 12th, Connor Wedding at the Bandstand. Next meeting, April 16th at 6 p.m.
Okay. Where are we here? Jeff?
Tree advisory board.
Tree board here.
Oh, that's a long one.
Long.
That's really long. Yeah, Tree Advisory Board, that'll bring us to 7:30. March Tree Advisory Board continued to work on Arbor Day planning, tree pit gardening workshop, planning as well much work on the New York DEC tree maintenance project grant. Updates were sent in detail to the mayor and the village clerk. Summaries below. We held our monthly meeting on April 3rd, which included a hearing on a tree cutting application for Laura Bergman, 15 Main Street, for the removal of recently planted multi-stemmed serviceberry tree adjacent to the property to make possible a proposed curb cut and off-street parking space. Because this tree is recently planted, it can be replaced in kind, but cannot be moved without serious damage to the tree. And because the applicant was willing to donate funds for 2 trees to replace the single tree, TAB voted 4-0 to recommend that the Village Board of Trustees approve the application with the following conditions. The applicant must first get approval for the curb cut from the village before any action on the tree is taken. 2, the applicant must cover the cost of removal and donate $100 toward replacement of 2 similar trees in the general area. Please see letter attached outlining our recommendation and the reason for it. Other miscellaneous items of interest, DEC grant progress overview. We have placed orders for the new tree pit guards for Main Street, and they are being fabricated and will be installed at the end of this month and early next month. Both Mr. Padakovich and Mr. Downey have copies of the locations and types on file. We have met with Mr. Downey to review the slated highway department work related to paver installation in the open gravel dirt areas of the furniture zone on Main Street, as well as some minor tree pit adjustments. Mr. Downey has been incredibly supportive, and his advice has been very helpful, and we thank him for his commitment to the village trees and beautification. We are preparing an RFP for the tree pruning work related to the grant and plan to have that posted this month. Tree tagging, outreach, and other workshops will follow. Arbor Day, the village will hold our annual Arbor Day ceremony on Friday, the 26th at 4 p.m. in front of 161 Main Street, Highlands Current and Cold Spring Flower Shop. Please note this is a time change from our previous report. We'll be planting a small flowering tree, species to be determined, and also talking about the Main Street pavers and tree guards that will be installed in the area and other areas subsequent to the ceremony. There will be participation by local scouts, and other fun decorations are planned. We hope the mayor and the trustees will attend as guests of honor. The ceremony should only last 20 minutes. Tree pit gardening workshop, May 10th. In partnership with the Cold Spring Area Chamber of Commerce, the Tree Advisory Board will be holding a tree pit gardening workshop on May 10th from 9:30 to 11 a.m. 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. in front of the Village Hall, 85 Main Street. We will have planting tips and suggest plant list on hand, and professional horticulturist and master gardener will be demonstrating the challenges and secrets of growing flowers and plants in the area. This activity is often called Hell Strip Gardening.
Yep.
We invite all who are interested to come find out why. Tree cutting application, Laura Bergman, 15C attached.
That's just the site plan and then the application that Laura Bergman submitted.
So we can't really act on anything until, I think highway gives the okay on the curb cut, right?
Yeah, but I guess everybody else,
What's that? I think whenever there's a curb cut, it's supposed to go to highway.
Yes.
but isn't there a question about whether or not, depending on what they do on the front, whether or not they're gonna have need the curb cut or not need the curb cut, or whether or not planning says that curb cut is going, they have enough space to put cars in there, et cetera, et cetera. There's a whole bunch of other stuff before we can just say they should do a curb cut. I think there's a lot of other stuff going on in that building
Right.
before.
Well, even if nothing's done, I think if there's a driveway there, that they have the right to have a curb cut going to their property. No,
Yeah, I mean, it's not a driveway now, it will be a driveway if they can make it.
I know,
That's because they need this parking because of the apartment? So they need
I
off-street
think so,
parking?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what,
And I don't, alright.
Okay, well, we don't have to act on this, I think
They have not, they haven't applied for The curb cut.
Right, I don't think they, yeah, they don't have their finished plan.
Yeah, they haven't got
Alright, so
zoning or planning or anything else yet.
we'll cross that curb cut when we come to it.
That sounds good to me.
Let's see, code update committee,
Geez, you know, we didn't get one.
we don't have one,
Yeah, we
Marie,
do.
somebody called,
We
oh,
have
we
a-
do.
Did you really expect we were gonna have one? Call her and her secret.
Code update, in the month of March, the code update committee conducted 2 workshop sessions and 2 public meeting preparation sessions. During the month of March, the committee completed analysis for all topics. All proposed village code updates were finalized and all public meeting presentations were completed. The monthly conference call with NYSERDA did not occur. The Phase 4 public meeting will occur on April 3rd, 2019 at the firehouse. We wish Marie speedy recovery. She ended up in the emergency room today with, I guess, influenza, so get well soon, Marie. Stop drinking Coke.
Stop smoking, Marie. Nasty.
Let's see. I don't know if some people are gonna be in or not.
I was under the impression both Greg and Bugsy were gonna be here,
They were? Okay.
probably around 7:30.
Okay. So we'll go to justice, field justice court reports. And building department we can do. Okay, building department monthly report. Let's see, activity, new building permits, 12, building permits issued, 6, dumpster permits issued, 1, COs issued, 2, record searches completed, 1, complaints received, 2, that we know. Referrals generated, HDRB 2, ZBA 2, and planning 2. Application and permit fees collected, $800, record search fees collected $75, other fees $60, for a total of $935. New projects of note, Butterfield Realty for the next set of condos, townhouses, buildings 4 to 6. It'll be a windfall. Let's see, that's, we'll skip highway, because we think Bugsy will be here. Justice Court, fines, forfeited, bails, and civil penalties, $3,400. Parking tickets, $1,240. Civic fees, $389.50. Mandatory state surcharges, $1,995, for a total of $7,024.50. Anything from the board? Steve, aren't you gonna,
Yes,
come on?
I like to go last.
Oh, okay.
Steve, go.
The main load-bearing beam in the back room of the firehouse was replaced last week successfully. So the building is structurally, or the back room anyway, is structurally 100% now. In terms of the beam anyway, the rest of the building, I don't know. Because it's pretty old under there.
Yeah,
That's my report.
so for those that don't know, and he's just not, he's a humble person, but anyway, there was a triple beam down there with several rusting out posts, steel posts, and
Very
they
unsafe.
were all, it was totally tilted, like probably 45 degrees or whatever. And so anyway, that had all to be supported, poured a couple of footings, Johnny and Steve, and Steve's guy, John. Steve did this all pro bono as far as we know. I think there was
Yeah.
probably some perks thrown in
I
somewhere.
got a couple screws out of the deal.
Yeah, we found a few things laying around.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Steve. It was a lot of work, and you had to take out the 3 beams that were like 30 feet, or 30 feet?
Mhm.
About 30 feet long, and then fit the new ones back in the pocket, so,
It was
thanks.
gross, very gross under there.
It was.
It's in the basement underneath that back room.
But the fire company did clean up stuff.
Sort of,
As much
yeah.
as they could.
Yep, they still got a lot of stuff down.
Yeah.
Actually,
Anyway,
quite a bit of space under there.
yeah. So thanks, Steve, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Anything else? Okay.
Hmm? No, wait. There was
Old business, establishing water rents for the Friendship Center.
I do have something more.
We discussed this last week, I believe. Whereas per Village Code, Chapter 130-15, special assessments and unit designations are identified based on type of structure and its uses, and whereas the Village Board of Trustees may, by simple resolution, establish the assessment, and whereas Putnam County Office of Senior Services has communicated to the village that there are 5 full restrooms and 1 kitchen containing 4 sinks. Whereas the Village Board of Trustees has determined that the assessment of water rents will be calculated as follows. 0.5 per full bathroom times 5 full bathrooms is 2.5, 0.25 per sink, only installations times 4 is 1. Now therefore be it resolved, the number of water rents assessed for the Friendship Center is 3.5.
Someone needs to make a motion and second it before you can do the vote.
Yes, I will make a motion to accept Resolution 8, 2019, establishing a water rents for the Friendship Center.
Second. Wait, no, I'm sorry.
There's 2
The
parts
water
to it.
rents are supposed to be 6 and the sewer rents are supposed to be 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a change, I got 0.5.
Yeah, no, the water rents were 6, the sewers were 3.5. That was the way we put it through last week,
Okay,
so we have to pull this, unless you wanna adjust it here.
we go back because something different was communicated to me, so I wanna go back.
Yeah, the sewer was because we added the extra sewer based on the sinks in the kitchen. It was 2.5 and it went to 3.5. Yeah,
Okay, so we'll table it.
table it.
Okay, motion to table,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Revisit. I don't know, request to purchase village-owned property on 15 Main Street. I thought we were supposed to get some more information on that.
Yes, she didn't come through.
She's not coming tonight?
Is she coming tonight? Do you know? I don't know. Okay, we won't table, just move along with that one,
So Dan just walked in, okay,
right?
back in.
Ruth Ann, yeah, we had a public hearing, so we're going through stuff. So it's no problem. If you want, I read your report, if there's anything you'd like to add or whatever.
I thought it was 7:30, so I probably.
No, you were right. We have to.
Okay, it's fun listening to you talk.
Ruth Ann, can I ask a question?
Sure.
The Knights of Columbus Oktoberfest is now slated for 3 days?
Yes,
What
Plus
is it?
setup days, or is that, no?
3 days plus setup days?
Yep.
They were doing Friday night, Saturday,
they're
Sunday?
gonna do a Friday night, Saturday and Sunday. The Friday night, my understanding verbally is that the Friday night is a community night, it's gonna be reduced fee for community members,
We're not agreeing to that.
so I could get some more information.
Have they haven't filled out an application?
Oh, yes, they have, yeah.
They have.
Yes, they have filled it out, and we're awaiting clarification from the board of what to charge not-for-profit groups.
Okay, we can, we'll get that together next week for you. Is that okay? We have plenty of time. Okay, we'll definitely do that.
That's perfect.
Okay. Like,
So for next week or for the 23rd?
yeah,
23rd, yeah.
Meeting on the 23rd.
because we're meeting next week, right? With police, no? Did Larry set that
That's
up?
on the 23rd.
Right.
That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay. Got it. So-
Next meeting, but in 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Got it. All right. Let's see. The request to remove the fence on village property on 33 Parrot, they've decided, I sent them an email asking what their plans were. I'll get a little more information or whatever, and she sent back that if they couldn't remove the forsythia, then, there was no need to remove anything, and they'll just put plantings down below. They're gonna plant hemlocks or evergreen of some sort. So, anyway, we don't have to decide on that. Approval of the, oh, 7:30, should we close the public hearing?
We should.
Or we can let these people, folks go home?
Jeff wants to go.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anything else we need to do with that? That's all we need to do for that right now.
So now that the public hearing's closed, unless anything comes up between now and the 23rd, we're just going to adopt on the 23rd.
Okay,
So I won't be at that meeting unless something severe comes, but I think the budget is what it is.
right.
Unless I get any information, I'll communicate it. And then other than that, I was just proofreading it, there's a couple typos, so I'm gonna, retype it up and I'll email it out to everybody, including Mike and Doug. So I'll send you a new version by the morning, just
Great.
so you have the corrected one.
Do you need a resolution on the 23rd?
Yeah.
To adopt, yes,
Four, three of them.
3 resolutions.
Judy, we kind of, well, we had a public hearing and then no one's here, so then we kind of keep that open and continue business. So we've kind of gone through the agenda most of the way. So if there's anything you'd like to talk about as far as Phillipstown goes, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I just wanted to inform the village that today work began on restoring the Veterans Memorial Site up on St. Mary's Lawn. So the town of Phillipstown is behind that effort to restore it, and we expect all the work to be completed before Memorial Day. So it should look beautiful.
Veterans are excited.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
the veterans are excited and been very helpful in helping to plan this restoration. So we thank the veterans of Cold Spring and Phillipstown.
Thank you.
Anything else?
The moratorium on the vape shops in Phillipstown has been extended for 6 months, so that was also a resolution that was approved by the Phillipstown Board. And we are looking at, you may have read that this has already, I think, been reported in some of the papers about, looking at possibly solar panels on the recreation center in Phillipstown. And that's, an initiative, to save, not only save money, but also it's a, more energy efficient for the town.
Been discussing that for a long time.
Yes, it has been under discussion for a long
Good.
time, so we're delighted that we now have a proposal that.
Are there still, is the state still offering incentives or?
Yes, the state is still offering incentives, so the window on that will close soon, so we have, that's why it's really moving along now, so hopefully we'll get the state to fund some of that,
Right, that'd be good.
yes.
Anything else?
No, there is a workshop tomorrow, but that's a continuation of the discussion of solar.
When are you starting work on did they pick a bidder or a contractor for the town hall?
Town hall,
For the total
no, we
renovation?
don't have, it. We're putting out bids, we don't have
Oh,
a
okay.
contractor
I
yet,
didn't know if you had put them out yet.
yes.
That'll be exciting.
That will be a big renovation as well.
Yeah,
Town hall. But it will be also energy efficient, because we'll be replacing all the fixtures and
right.
sealing, the windows. There'll be new windows that are more energy efficient and,
Yeah.
just the whole renovation.
Right.
Do you know who the architect is doing that?
I don't know off the top of my head, I can get that information to you though.
Just curious.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, we have, we skipped over the dockside, so we'll just leave that for now. Next, resolution, 09/2019, authorizing mayor to enter in contract for the sale of real estate property at 126 Main Street.
Is that,
Do you
that's
wanna
the
go?
Silver Spoon? That's the Silver Spoon?
No,
No. Yes?
126 is, oh, that's.
126 is a
Flower
a
shop.
CG.
Soup,
Yeah.
crossing.
Or do you wanna make a motion?
I will make a motion authorizing, what am I authorizing?
Emery.
Authorizing the mayor to sign resolution, number what?
to enter into a contract.
Yes, that's, thank you, okay.
The sale of
Let's-
property
let's
once.
Start all over again, okay. You
There
say
is
it, I'll
no-
repeat. I'll make a motion authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for the sale of real property at 126 Main Street against resolution 092019.
I'll second that.
Is that a,
Roll call.
is that a roll call?
Roll it is, yes.
Any discussion?
Any discussion? Mike wants to know? No,
No discussion.
I know.
Okay. Mayor Morandi,
Yes.
trustee Murphy,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
trustee Belova,
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Greg, whenever you're ready, you're up.
Sorry,
You can come in and out as quickly as you want.
Wait
tonight.
a minute, I'm out, okay. We start with the water department report. Not a lot on there, as we said last month, we were gonna have a preliminary layout for the design for the new connection to DEP. That was submitted, at the end of last month. We haven't heard anything back, don't expect it, it's only been a couple of weeks, but looking to get input from DEP's engineering to see whether they're okay with the new layout. It's in keeping with what they want from us, so hopefully it will be. And we've yet to hear from them regarding our comments and concerns in reference to the draft water supply agreement. So I know Jeff reached out to him again, and I don't know if he's heard back yet or not, but we'll wait on that. We are working with the Parks Department to arrange removal of the beaver dam on Fisco Road, back again, bigger and better than ever. Current one is impounding several 100,000 gallons of water that we really need to move before it gets too warm, because we'll wind up with taste and odor issues that we just don't really need in the system, so this,
This one
hopefully that'll
back-
happen in the next couple of weeks.
Is this one back farther?
Weren't
they-
wider, it's higher, that's why it
Oh,
looks,
yeah, it's like
it's,
2 feet high.
so, and we can't do it all at once. I mean, that's one of those things where we have to actually release it kind of in stages, because all at once that'll really knock things loose further downstream, so we don't want that. So we're working with them on a schedule, and we do have the permits in place, so it's just a matter of getting there and getting that done. So, anything on water?
Are you all right?
Did they capture the beaver and get rid of them? What do they do?
We'll say get rid of them.
Did they get rid of them?
Can we just say that? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bring them to Russia and make that.
And what else do we have? Okay, so that's it on water. If there's any questions with that. Wastewater. We'll be performing cleaning and inspection of sewer collection mains beginning this coming Monday the 15th. It is anticipated to take the entire week to complete the project. There will be periodic traffic interruptions and diversions, as the vehicles involved are not small. It's a large jetting machine and then a camera truck behind it to inspect the mains. The affected areas, Maple Terrace, Locust Ridge, Fishkill and Mountain Avenues, Main, Cedar, Orchard, B, Academy, Chestnut, High, and Garden Streets, about half the village. As our location will change daily, we will post updates on our website, coldspringny.gov, and our Facebook page. We've also asked the PCNR and Current to assist us in getting the message out as well. This process provides valuable information regarding the condition of some of our subsurface infrastructure. The relining project completed a year or so ago was a result of such an inspection where we found deteriorating conditions that required immediate attention. We planned it for this particular week because school is on spring break next week, so that's a good time for us to be up in that area, so there's not as much congestion. That's what I got.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
No. We have a request from Howling to use the bandstand riverfront dockside for prom pictures.
Hi.
Hi.
So
Hi
we're,
there.
so we're here on behalf of Julia Sniffen and Haldane. And so for many years, Haldane, like junior and senior prom, have used Bosco Bell to take pictures free of charge. And this year they have a wedding scheduled on that day, and we can't take pictures there. So we need a place to take pictures. And hold on. We are requesting the use of the Cold Spring dock, gazebo, and open spaces for pictures. Pictures will take place from 4:30 to 5:30 on May 31st. Prom begins at 6 at West Point, so we expect things to wrap up quickly. And it says that the district will provide shuttle to and from the school to East Parking, and they anticipate 120 students with their families. And the school resource officer, Deputy Matt Shelters, will be there. If that makes you feel any better.
Will he be in uniform?
Of course.
Of course.
Tatiana, the gazebo, you said the dock, you mean dockside, or
Yeah.
you're at the dockside as well, so gazebo?
Everything, yeah, the bandstand,
You're gonna
the whole area.
Take over the whole area.
Did you get help about the parking? Was somebody said,
Well, there's never parking anywhere, so.
so Dad didn't tell you anything about that?
No, this isn't.
All right here?
This is from Julia Sniffen herself.
Ah.
She typed this up this morning.
Yeah, that's the only concern I would have is there is no parking down there,
Yeah.
so what are you gonna shuttle?
Yeah, the show
Yeah,
for
they-
the parking situations.
Yeah,
What's
they
that?
did it at Boscobel too. They have like housing school buses going back and forth from like the
Right.
school to the river and like the river school.
So the school parking would be used for like all the kids and families going.
And what time is this again?
4:30 to 5:30 on May 31st. It's a Friday.
But the parents, some of the parents may drive down, right? So they're just gonna have to be aware
They'll
that,
fight to the death for it.
Okay, you have to just keep the gazebo, going around the bandstand open.
Yeah.
But besides that, don't get run over.
don't get run over. Stay away, crazy driver.
Okay, we'll tell our officer also, we'll let Larry know, so we'll have somebody down there too, can help.
Jeff will be down taking pictures.
Will a note be sent out to parents to let them know that we hope that they'll use the shuttle?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, as much as you can, get it out there that there's not a lot of parking there. So. But it's at a time that there's nothing much going on, so. I'll make a motion to, grant the request for the outing, Ms. Sniffen group. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Second?
Did I get a second?
No, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Hi.
So,
I'll
Congratulations.
We'll put it on the the recreation, the bandstand is being used that night, so it's held, so no one else can.
What's
rent
that,
it.
sorry?
So we'll have to put it on the recreation calendar that no one else can rent the bandstand that night.
Oh, okay,
So I checked, no one is using it right now.
all right, can we do that? Does the council?
Yeah, we have.
Thank you, ladies, good luck on the prom.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes. You can go. You can stay, you can jump.
Okay, we're there. Bugsy? No?
Just walking the dog.
Did he?
Yes.
Are the bills ready to go?
Yes, the bills are ready to go.
Some bills.
Let's do some bills. It's kind of a thin folder this week, but I move to approve batch number 5050 for a total amount of $36,785.44.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, two here.
Bless you.
Trustees workshop 3/26/19, I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And the last approval of minutes 4/2, I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I think that's it, right, for the... Bugsy, how are you?
Well, thank you, how are you?
We're running really quickly tonight, so you're up whenever you feel comfortable.
Evening, folks. Monthly report for the Highway Department of March 2019. Garbage total was 43 tons. Recycling was 17 tons. We had 3 different snow events for the month of March, totaling 9 inches of snow and ice. Taught the crew how to grind sidewalks and have gotten a few streets done to date. Benches painted, assembled, and distributed out on the main street with numbers routed into the back of them. Continued our monthly brush collection. Excuse me. Started sweeping streets, we've hung the flags, and continued filling potholes. We filled the potholes over on Belvedere and Hamilton with 2 yards of item 4. Fred Cook Jr. was on site to suck out 14 catch basins, 2 storm drain collection pits, and the collection pit in the subway. As far as truck work goes, we fixed the plow on the 97 Ford to get it through this year, and it's looking like it ready for next year. We installed a new exhaust on the 89 International dump truck, which we use as our salter. We installed a new brush on the sweeper of the Bobcat, and also a new starter in the backhoe, and new batteries in the 93 International garbage truck. For the coming month, we will be finishing our street sweeping, starting to paint all the stops, crosswalks, and no parking areas throughout the village, and general cleanup to get ready for the coming spring.
Great. I heard we were pruning down at Dockside also?
Yes, that'll be on next month's report.
Jumping ahead. Just hoping we wouldn't have to do it. All right, thank you.
You get your shovels back?
Probably not.
Okay.
All right, I don't know if there is, did we do everything? I think, we got the, you wanna discuss the dockside or not?
There were a few open questions, someplace in this mess I have dockside stuff. There are a few, just open questions that I did not answer, Marie did not answer, so those are the ones I would put out at this point. I just gave everyone you have a copy here. Some of the questions are on the side, I tried to clear as much as I could.
Page 6.
Being difficult.
So all the comments are in pink,
Yeah, and pink, should the generator comments also be applied to the applicant? Okay, on page 6, there's a note regarding if the caterer is to provide a generator. We want to also put that into where the applicant, in case the applicant is using a generator, we need to add that on to a different section, which isn't, I'm not sure if an applicant will come in with a generator, they may or may not. The caterer will typically do that. So that is a question we need to determine for sure whether or not we want to do that.
what, to allow generators?
No, not to allow generators, to allow, this particular, paragraph refers to caterers with generators. Do we want to put it in a place where, like, if an applicant brings a generator, will applicants bring generators to these events?
Yeah, they could,
They could for
Right,
lights
so
and
then we
stuff.
need,
if
so
they're
we
putting
need
up
to add
the
this to another area.
okay.
Okay, that's an easy one. We did not, in page 13, this is where we start going into the use agreement. We haven't defined a term. Is there a term for this agreement, or do we just want to, reword that? I would assume the term is from when, the day of setup to the day of taking down?
Yeah,
Okay.
rental dates.
Yeah. Okay, some of these I already, okay. Some of these are for Stephanie. Effective date. Not too much. On page 15, there's a question, what other alcohol beverage permits are required other than New York State Liquor Authority? Because it talks about other permits, including a permit from New York State. Are there any other permits that we know of then? And I'll push that one to you.
Other than health department?
New York, well, liquor permits, alcoholic beverage permits, other than the New York State Liquor Authority? I don't think so, right?
I don't know, I'm inexperienced in that area.
I think
know.
there is one more.
There's
I think
another
there's one for, if you're not, you're not, if you're still, like, there is another one.
Yeah, there's one for like just people, individuals enjoying like wine or whatever, and then there's another one for,
But don't they come off?
if it's an actual,
Like
sponsored event or something, like, you know, like if you had a concert down there and outside vendors came in, they would need they would need a permit to sell the liquor or the wine or whatever it is.
Do they all come under the New York State Liquor Authority?
Yeah, they might, so that might be covered.
They might be
I'll look it up, there's a
Okay.
word for it, I can't remember what it is.
There was New York,
Of course, that's the only thing I remember.
Parks had their, a separate permit for consumption.
Yeah,
So
we-
it's not for sale, it's just, you know,
we took
film
that up,
society, if
yeah.
you going down there, bring a bottle of wine.
Like the
it's
Film
like-
Society or
Yeah.
whatever.
Some New York State parks did have a separate permit
Pull that for a reason.
application
It's
for
like an
that.
open container permit or something.
Yeah,
I think we
it's
have that
contained
covered
in
everywhere
the
else,
lease
but
set
yeah.
somehow.
Yeah, I don't think they got a permit, like if you went down there and you wanted to go down there and.
Throughout on page 18, there's a reference to material person as a legal term. And that's, you know, that's something that we couldn't find a reference to. We could find material man, so I guess this would be a non-generic material person, but we're not sure if that's a legal term or. Okay, let me see.
That came from John.
No, that came from Stephanie helped us with the backup applications. This is what she does.
Right.
On page 19, the top, what financial remuneration from the village of Cold Spring is due an applicant if the applicant is unable to use the property, such as return to the applicant of the security deposits and whatever else. So I guess we just need to spell this out. Sorry, I got a little bit brain dead.
Which one are we on?
Top of page 19. Yeah, I guess the rest of it I can just sort of cover up.
Alright, I'll take a look too.
Yeah, just to take a look
By
at
the
it.
end.
For Lynn and Steve, this has gone back and forth a zillion times, and it's been adjusted and readjusted. Please look, comment, whatever. There's a
Okay,
There's a few outstanding things. Other than that, my recommendation is that we run with it. You know, this is something major that we run with it at this point, knowing that as we work with it, we're probably gonna have to adjust, but at least get the first couple through.
yeah.
So maybe we could get this finished by the next meeting.
I
and
hope
say-
so.
and
Keep
say,
saying that.
Yeah, I know, we've been saying that for a long time.
Last one.
Last one, I've said last one for 2 months.
Okay. Well, everyone has it now.
Yeah, some of these questions
Fair
are
enough.
just Stephanie, so I mean.
Thank you, Fran.
You're very welcome. There's a lot of back and forth. I'd send it to Marie, who picks, you know, the small stuff that I don't see after I look at it too long.
Anything from the audience? Yes, Frank.
On that or on public comment?
Public comment.
Okay, yeah, so I got two comments.
Sure.
First one, I come in late, I don't know where you went with the village property at 15 Main, but whatever the proposal is for 15 Main, I haven't seen it go through the process, so I just recommend that you don't entertain selling property until we know that the process of whatever that property is gonna be is going through the process of committee meetings and public discussions and all that stuff.
That's what we're trying to do.
That's one item. Second item relates to this crosswalk over here, right in front of the building, to the other side of the street. So I had a comment by a person of Public Crossing, and I noticed it also late at night at the last meeting, the end of the last meeting, or end of an earlier meeting, that because of the lighting there and because of the lighting of the streets now, when the drivers are driving along, they see certain, it's not well illuminated, that crosswalk, whereas other parts of the street are illuminated. So the tendency not at night or dusk not to maybe see that. So a couple ideas in my work there. It's gonna just might cost some money, but special lighting for that crosswalk, and or maybe even better, because what's also happening is people during the summer are making left turns and right turns into the crosswalk, thinking it's a driveway or some way to turn around. So I guess they're called bollards or bullards. Bollards. And you could have lighted bollards so that they shine light on the crosswalk, so that in the late spring, when the crosswalk is removed because of the salt and the snow removal, that can kind of illuminate the crosswalk. People who are driving down can then say, oh, there's something lit there, it's a crosswalk, it's not just, you may not see.
We were supposed to get those center things, weren't we? Or we tried one, I don't know what happened to that.
Penguins?
Yeah, so we have one up at,
They decided it was too narrow or something. Then we decided it was too, I'm gonna lean this way now.
Sorry.
I'd
I'm
have
out of
one
here.
Well, and I
Then we
think
decided it
delivery
was too
trucks
narrow
on
to
Main
have it in the
Street were
road.
taking them out.
Like, cause the road's so narrow that we don't
Yeah.
have room for that and the traffic. So,
I didn't know if we even tried it there. I know we tried it up
I don't think we did, I think,
the one towards the village, the town hall.
I think it got shot down then, because
Yeah.
everything's so
Oh.
narrow.
We'll think, put that in the cap.
If you do have an idea that you have money for one set of boards, then I would recommend the one towards the village hall, because that's the one that people most commonly between Catherine's and the village hall, they make a left turn and then they see it's not a street and then they back up and, but it looks like a crosswalk, I mean, it looks like a small driveway that you could possibly drive into.
Okay, thanks, Frank. Yes?
Speaking of crosswalks, the signs, I see that the village added one of the signs, pedestrian crossing signs, the green signs, and I know they're all along 9D, but are you considering adding more in the village? Because I've heard from a couple of parents and dog walkers that sometimes the cars just don't seem to see that it's a pedestrian crossing, like the sign might be helpful. Like they have them all along 9D. I know we don't want too many
Right.
along Main Street because of the shops, but
Right.
is there any consideration to adding more?
Well, actually, Larry Burke and I have started a project that we've talked about for a while, which is walking throughout the village and trying to see where the signs are in relation to what's in the code and where we're missing signs. And, you know, there's one part of the project is getting the code and the signs to match, and the next part of the project is where we need additional or make some recommendations for changes. So it's an ongoing project which will probably take months, but you know, it is something we're trying to look at to at least get some signs to places where they should be, because the code says they should be there, or to correct signs that are incorrect in terms of parking hours, in terms of turning, or, you know, so on and so forth. Take signs away that have sort of appeared that are not in the code, so that's gonna be done, and then recommendations of changing, making some adjustments, which will then require a public hearing to change the code to, but those signs we could add to our list of signs that we're gonna be needing as crosswalks.
Sure. Thank you.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
That's it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
All right. Wow.
Our meeting is in this room.